Hey there, Doc. Dr. Scott Dorrity from ChiroLaunch, coming to you today from Charleston, South Carolina. If you've never been here, you've probably heard people talk about it being a charming city. And before I was ever here, I always heard that, and I was like, that's kind of overplayed. But it's hard to be here and not realize that it is a charming city. That's just the first word that comes to mind. I'm probably just because I've heard it so many times. But anyways, just checked into my hotel here across the street, hanging out in the square. Thought I'd make you a quick little video about a lie that I get told quite often during my evaluations. So I'm actually going to go run inside my hotel, set stuff up there, and I'll talk to you in a couple seconds. So I met with this doctor down here in Charleston, and he had some really good ideas of things he needed to do to grow his business. Toward the end of our meeting, I asked him what he needed me for. I mean, he really knew all the things that he needed to do. And quite frankly, my strategic action plan wasn't going to tell him anything that he didn't already know. And then he gave me one of my least favorite excuses. He says, well, Doc, the problem is I am a perfectionist. And I hear that one a lot. And it's a great but very vain lie where people blame their personality. They say, well, I'm a perfectionist, so I can't get it done. And it's really a pretty beautiful lie, because if a perfectionist was honest with themselves, then they'd at least be precise. And they'd be able to say, you know what? I have not started or completed this thing, these ideas, because I am unsure or I am distracted. And that's really the truth, right? They're unsure of what to do, so they don't begin. Or they're distracted, so they don't complete it. Or even if they do complete it, they don't ultimately share that thing, that idea. And you know, the challenge there is that they really have this fear of judgment, this fear of rejection. And at some point, we just have to be mature and honest with ourselves and stop saying, well, it's because I'm a perfectionist that this isn't done. And say, well, actually, maybe it's just because I'm letting the world distract me and kind of rip me away from my passions in my day, because I haven't taken control over my time. I haven't taken control over the responsibilities I have and arranged them so that I can focus on my real passions, my real desires, my real dreams. At some point, we just have to say, wow, I'm not moving forward because I'm scared. I haven't completed this because I'm distracted. I often say in my coaching that it isn't about telling my clients what to do, like this doc here in Charleston. He knows what to do. A great part of my coaching is telling the docs what not to do, to stop doing the things that are distracting them from growth. And on top of those distractions, you've got to realize that there's a scary feeling that goes along with it, right? That fear of rejection or failure. That's never going to go away, and it's not supposed to. You know, there's some big belief out there that we're never supposed to feel fear. That fear is not going to go away. It's always going to be there. Ask anyone who's reached any level of success how they avoided the fear. They didn't. They were terrified. They were scared, but they didn't stop. Even with the failure on their mind all the time, even with that fear in their body, the shaking, they did it anyway, because they have a higher desire to serve people. So what if, instead of being overrun by our fear, we became overwhelmed by our sense of purpose? We let ourselves overwhelm ourselves and say, yeah, the fear is there, but I'm going to proceed anyway, because I can make a difference. So what if, instead of getting distracted and blaming our distractions on perfection, we actually said, you know what? I'm always going to be distracted. There's always going to be something new in this world, some new responsibility, some new whim or want of the people around me that's going to distract me. What if we just said, you know, I'm not going to compromise my day to serve everybody else in a way in which I can't complete the things that are meaningful to me? One of the best ways to do that is to win your morning. You know, if you win your morning, you win the day, I always say. But that's a subject for another video. But as far as today, let's just start with that. Let's be okay with the fear. Let's be okay with the fact that everything's going to be messy. But at least start. At least start something. And once you start it, you might as well go ahead and complete it. Because you know what? Nothing's going to be perfect anyway until you complete it. First, you have to complete it, and then you can tweak it, and then you can perfect it. So let's do that. Let's get to work today. Let's stop fooling ourselves and stop saying it has to be perfect. You know what? How about you just get those things done? How about you just get your ideas out there, helping you serve people? How about you have them helping you make a difference? Even if it's not totally perfect, even if it's not totally right, just you can get it right after you complete it. This is the time to complete those projects you've been waiting on. Don't fear them, get them done. Don't be distracted by everybody else's thing. Manage your time better. Take back your control, get your ideas out there, and you'll see the difference that it can make in your practice and the difference that you can make in the world.